This week's news from the tubes on F5 Live Refreshing Technology is proudly powered by Malwarebytes. Whether you use a PC, a Mac, or a mobile device, Malwarebytes Premium is the company's strongest protection ever. It fights threats that traditional antivirus software can't stop, plus it actively blocks threats like worms, rogues, dialers, trojans, spyware, and a whole lot more. It allows you to use your computer and mobile devices with confidence and peace of mind. To learn more and to get a special price, you can go to f5live.tv/malwarebytes. I just realized that I should have been moving the HoloKit closer to the camera during every segment, but that's neither here nor there. So ever since Elon Musk announced his intention to purchase Twitter, things have been weird. Seems like every time we turn around, something strange is happening over there, possibly in need of Ghostbusters or an exorcist. But whenever there's something strange going on like that, others try to come in and eat their lunch, right? It's always what happens. And in this case is no different. Twitter has seen challenges from the likes of Mastodon and Hive Social, which I actually have on my phone, though I haven't used it in ages except for when writing this. These other services have mostly not caught on, at least not for mass adoption, for a variety of reasons. Mastodon has suffered from the nature of its distributedness, making it a little difficult to create an account and get anything done on the platform. Hive suffered from some quick programming laziness that turned out to be leaving some data completely wide open on their platform. They shut down for a while, fixed things, came back. But as we know, when a company hurts its image like that early on, trust is broken. It's hard to get that back. So Hive has suffered there. But now, a company whose trust was broken long ago, but has managed to continue to soldier on, is looking to get into the challenging Twitter space, and that is Meta. Through the Instagram team, there is a product under development, maybe, certainly under concept, called Project 92. That's the internal code name, though what we're hearing is that the actual product is currently being called Threads, with the possibility of that being its launch name. It's somewhat of a Twitter clone. It's intended for text-based short form social media posting. You know, what Twitter was originally built on, though it has expanded past its initial concept. It looks very much like Instagram. A screenshot from The Verge from a presentation internally shows if you were to remove the photo from an Instagram post, you've got Threads. Like that's 100% what it looks like. It's even using right now the same iconography. It's got the heart, the chat bubble, and the paper airplane for comment, or for like, comment, and share. The big difference is that there's also a refresh icon between comment and share that obviously is intended to be a retweet type feature. It's definitely an interesting concept. Facebook/Meta/Instagram doesn't really have to deal with the same thing that Hive dealt with, in that they don't really have the possibility of breaking people's trust early on, because again, they've already done that. The people who aren't going to use a Meta product aren't using a Meta product, and this isn't going to change that. and the people who aren't worried about Cambridge Analytica and the likes. And they're literally building it on the same protocol that Mastodon used, except you don't have to worry about all the oddities of sign up because you're just going to use an Instagram account. It's an interesting situation for sure. It seems like if somebody could challenge Twitter's place in the industry, it would be Meta. Although Reels have had absolutely seemingly no effect on TikTok's dominance. So maybe they don't have it anymore. I mean, they did basically put Snapchat out to pasture with stories on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Meta could create a challenge here, or are they just out over their skis?
No, I think they could because they already have an audience, right? They already have people using accounts. So all you would need to do is get um, people to spend less time on Twitter and more time on Instagram.
Right.
It would not be hard. In fact, I love this idea. I because I love this idea. I because I could use in other areas to promote my work, and I have never really thought about Instagram um, as an appropriate platform to promote my work because I don't know, I think of Instagram as kind of like a photo site that is for people showing off, I don't know, how other people and
Yeah.
I don't know, modeling and their pets and stuff
Right.
like that. I don't think of it as a tech place, and I don't think of it as like a serious news place.
The fact
Um,
that you can't put a link in a post.
you know, so I kind of I never, to be honest with you, I've used Instagram like 3 times in my life because I really don't think much of it as a platform for the kind of things that I want to share and read
Yeah.
online. But you know, they've got a sizable audience.
Hmm.
They certainly have the capacity, like they have the technology, the server capacity that for Meta. Twitter's got a lot of problems, and there's nothing particularly special about Twitter's um, technology. It's just it's just that a lot of people are using it, and
Right.
it's been hard to build an alternative. That it's been hard to get people to switch en masse to an alternative. But if you take something that a lot of people are already on, and you say, "Hey, we're going to change this up so that we're going to change this up. You don't need a new membership." Um, Although I don't even know if I have an Instagram account, but I would have one for this, right? Like, um, so I think they're going to. Um, I think this is a good idea because Twitter, there's blood in the water. Like Twitter has got a lot of
Yeah.
problems. They've got a lot of problems. I mean, yes, if you are hanging out and you're seeing tweets from your friends and other people you follow, you might think, "Oh, it's not so bad." But um, the company is, first of all, has technical problems because they got rid of a lot of the people who are handling that. Although it could be worse, right? Um, they apparently the amount of like hate speech on the platform has jumped up dramatically. Hate speech and abuse uh, has jumped up dramatically since a lot of those safety folks were let go. Um, it's and then you have the owner of the platform making the platform about him,
Yeah.
like
That's for sure.
like whether you agree with his views or not, like this is not what a CEO should probably be doing on a social media company, is making trying to make the service about themselves.
Yeah.
Like
How often do we hear about Facebook or anything from Zuckerberg on Facebook?
I can't recall ever. I don't know if
I
anybody follows him on Facebook. I don't know if
I
anybody
have
cares.
I have one I don't remember what it was, but I can think of one time I think we even quoted it in an article. Like we linked to the post in an article. But one time in all these years has he said something that caught anybody's attention on the platform. Once. And yet
If
Musk is
I
out there, firing shots in all directions hoping to hit something and making it all
right,
about him. It's
right, it's
now the fact that he has stepped away as CEO and somebody else is taking over day to day, but that just gives him more time to be clickety clacking on his phone, which may not make it better.
which really proves that all the success of his companies was probably created by other people or had very little to do with him because he's all what is he doing with his life? He's sitting around tweeting tweeting his support for conspiracy theories or whatever. Like
Or shooting dolls into space.
he's he's not brand safe, right? Like
He would not fall under the branded content guidelines on Twitch.
he's not brand like if you like I think what most companies that run a platform um, like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or even a search engine like Google, they don't want to be seen as taking controversial positions. They want the no, you
Depends on
don't
the
think so?
controversial position, but yeah, I think for the most part, there are certain
I mean,
controversial positions that are
they
popular.
might they might do things that are controversial, but they
That's
don't I
for
don't think
sure.
they want to be seen as doing things like anytime they do something that's controversial, it's because very often it's because not doing it like it's because not doing it would also be controversial, right?
That's true.
You can't win. Like,
Double-edged sword.
if you block a certain person or you don't block a certain person or whatever, either way, there's controversy, right?
Hmm.
But I think most of these brands they don't want to be seen as having a bias. They certainly don't want the focus to be on the executives of the company. They just want
I
people to
agree
use
with
the
that.
platform, right? And and Elon Musk came in and decided that he was going to buy Twitter so that he could personally elevate his own posts. Like there's been stories
Yeah,
about them having meetings talking about how can they make sure that more people see Elon Musk's posts and tweak the algorithm just for him.
yeah, I
Like
believe that.
that's
He,
like
this is a
that's
dude that
not a
this is a dude
business.
that kicked the front door of the HQ open carrying a sink. I He's a weird dude.
Right.
I
So
think we all expected. Now, most of us didn't expect the sale to go through, but after it did, I think we all expected that this was going to be a wild ride, and it has been an unpredictable, absolute wild ride every single day. So it'll be interesting to see. Just like Google's AI search, there's no telling if this will actually come to market. They're in playing around with it mode. I don't know that there's an actual working thing. I think it's all like mock-ups and stuff for right now. But I think I'm with you. I think there's blood in the water. One way or another. Again, love him or hate him, agree with him or not. I think there's blood in the water, and I think there's space for somebody to come in. I don't remember who it was. There's a big investor that said this week that Elon Musk is trying to make Twitter the next MySpace.
yeah, I mean, it lost didn't it lose 2/3 of its value or something?
Something
Like
like that.
it's poison
Now,
to
in
advertisers. Why would you
now in
advertise there?
in fairness, it had lost 2/3 of its value before he wrote the check, but that was a whole different.
Well, it's lost even more value. He's certainly doing nothing to help it,
Yeah.
And like it's not brand like it was never said that it was not brand safe. Like now it's not brand safe. Like you don't want to be on Twitter if you're an advertiser.
Depending on the
And
advertiser, but yeah.
I mean, and the ad, especially because you could end up next to next to hate speech or something like that. I mean,
True.
you don't want to be on
But
there.
but I mean,
It's
it's always been easy on Twitter to be next to hate speech. It just depends on who it's
right, but
targeted at.
the idea was that is that the platform should be trying to do have less of that, right? To because that's why user generated content
Unless their
has less
particular
value.
unless their particular goal is to not be that, which it sounded like that was the case, but it didn't play out that way exactly. Right? Certain promises were made, they didn't hold up. It's been weird. The whole thing has been weird. And I think the market is ripe for somebody to come in and do some damage. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.